Last time I showed you our property, our home was still here. But as you can see, it's been moved. All we have to do is get this debris moved and we'll be ready for construction. It's mid-May here in the panhandle of Florida. We're gonna be fishing out of Mexico Beach today. We've had some pretty hot temperatures recently and it's supposed to be a scorcher today. So we're gonna take the Grady offshore today and see what's biting in this heat. All right, on our way out to our spot, I found this weed line over here and we trolled on it a little bit, but we didn't get anything. We've been getting a lot of dolphins on those, throwing a spro jig at it, but trolling really didn't do anything. So while I was over here, I found this reef that was real close to it, and I'm just throwing down this little chicken rig with some 6/0 circle hooks on it and some squid, and here we're getting some bites. I threw out a free line, but our current is going this way. Here we go, we got him. Our current is going towards the bow, so it was kind of going towards the bow and getting stuck in the boat and that kind of thing, so I pulled that in. I tried a slow pitch jig and we didn't get anything on that, so next step was to try a good old chicken rig, and oh, we got a, what do we get? Is this a scamp or a gag grouper? Let's see. He is a scamp, but he's going to be too small. Man, that's a bummer, but that's a nice fish right there. All right, so a nice looking scamp. You can tell he's a scamp because he's got these little fins that protrude at the top and the bottom, but he's a little too small. We could keep him if he was a little bigger. There he goes. Okay, got him again. All right, nice pull to it. I don't think he's gonna be as big as that scamp that we just had. I'm surprised these aren't triggerfish, and that's maybe what this is. Now we're only in like 60 feet of water, so fortunately I don't think we're gonna have to worry about dolphins or sharks. You never know, but they've been causing us a lot of issues recently. So yeah, here's a little trigger. He's gonna be too small to keep. And we could keep two if we were able to get some over 15 inches. Let's throw him back. All right, so this is our 5th reef we've gone to. We've trolled around, stopped at a lot of reefs. So I finally came to a reef that looks pretty good, and we get a beeliner. All right, a nice beeliner. Check him out, Steven. Look at that one. Well, we're not gonna be keeping these today. We got a whole lot of these in the freezer already, as well as a lot of my. So we'll let this guy on back. So let's get a size on him just to see what we're catching. So he's like 12. So he'd be a nice beeliner. We don't like to keep them too much smaller than that because you just don't get a lot of meat off of them. But it's been a tough day today. I mean, our wind has kind of died down. It's very comfortable out here. It's not as hot as I thought it was going to be, but maybe we stumbled upon a productive reef. All right, got him again. Okay, this one doesn't feel as big as that other one. I'm drifting now. I'm having the hardest time staying anywhere near this reef with this anchor today just because there's no wind, nothing really to kind of pull me into the reef. And I'm just kind of floundering around. But we got another little beeliner. So I've just decided to just reset my drift and kind of drift because we're not going that fast since there's not much current and wind. Nice little guy. This guy might be a keeper. They only have to be 10, but we wouldn't keep him if we were keeping him. He's just a little too small. Got him. Nope. Man, I can't get him to hook. Saw these birds kind of diving. We're kind of moving to a new reef. And I keep getting these swipes at it. I don't know what it is. They don't look very big. I'm kind of hoping it's bonita. We don't have a lot of frozen bait with us today. It'd be nice to pick up one of those for some bait. Oh, got him. Okay, there he is. There he is. All right. Man, this is bigger than what I was thinking, that's for sure. Oh man, wow. Now I'm on the front of the boat, so we gotta try to get back to the back here. Let's see, maybe we can come over this way. I'm sure it's a bonita. That's really what I think this is. Now I've got, I think this was set up with 80-pound mono on my leader when I was trying to catch amberjack a couple days ago. So hopefully he won't cut this line. All right, he's definitely going down though. Sometimes bonita will kind of come up to the surface. I guess it could be a smaller amberjack. Who knows? All right, I'm getting him tired. Here he comes. Let's see if I can get him over here. And get him back to, oh man, it's a red snapper. Check him out. That was totally not what I was expecting. Totally not what I was expecting. Went from a bonita to maybe an amberjack, and it's really a red snapper. Man, that's very cool. Very cool. All right, well, let's get this guy in, and then we'll see what he measures and go ahead and get him back. Red snapper opens in a couple days, so I was kind of hoping maybe today we could also kind of work on finding these guys. All right, let's see what this guy would be. Definitely a keeper. He's about 26.5, so very nice red snapper. But let's go ahead and get him back. There you go, red snapper. Well, all right. Well, I had just pulled up to this reef and was kind of drifting a second just to kind of figure out how we're going to anchor. And I saw these birds, which maybe you can kind of still see them, through on my head camera. Didn't get the boat camera on, but we're able to get that red snapper in. So maybe this is good luck for this reef here. Glad we moved. Oh, got him, got him. All right, so I put a smaller spro jig on here. Oh man, this always happens, doesn't it? We get two fish on at once. We're getting a little dolphin over here. But this little spro jig is what I put on, and it's gonna work a little better. And that's a nice little dolphin. Oh, let's let him get back. So this is what I caught that my on, just a smaller spro jig, maybe about an ounce. And I had tried several different things. One big spro jig, that casting Rapala, but they just weren't really grabbing it. They were chasing it. But I thought maybe, you know, whatever they're after over here is smaller. And since these are smaller dolphin, it kind of makes sense. And that was really my first cast with it. Oh, here, oh man, he got off. Oh, here he is, got him. Yep, so just changing to the right profile is really all we needed to do. Look at this guy coming in. Look at all these others. Oh good, he got off. I'm not able to cast it as far, but it's working, and they're not that far away, as you can see. And what they're going to do, they're going to follow this jig up to the boat. One of them may grab it. If no one gets it, or I get him out real quick, then they'll all swim back to where I land the lure the next time, just kind of following it back and forth. Okay, here we go. I think maybe we're getting something over here. Yeah, we're getting little small nibbles on this thing. Could be those dolphin coming over here and just kind of tearing this piece off. Oh man, he grabbed it and immediately jumped. Look at him. Man, this is a baby. Look how little this guy is. But look how blue, and really, if we can keep him still, but look how blue and shiny they are. Man, and all those spots are just such the coolest fish. All right, I'm gonna get you off. Just chill out. Just chill out. Chill out. Chill out. See how he's turning green now? They get out of the water for a few seconds. They start changing to green. There he goes. Okay, got him. Got him. Got something. Now, oh, it's a little dolphin. See what I was thinking? These guys were working on this free line. And I hate that we lost those two nice ones. I'm sure they were snapper. We wouldn't be able to keep them anyway. But, man, he's a little bit bigger on the free line. Oh, man, he's throwing up all his lunch. All right. I'm going to try to keep these guys out of the boat. I'm not keeping these guys today. We've got a lot in the freezer right now, and they're on the small side too. If I can keep them out of the boat, we're less likely to get our boat all bloody. There you go. All right, let's get this cleaned up right now. Oh, got him again. All right. Oh, look at that jump. Another little guy. But I can kind of see like a difference in the surface of the water. See how it's kind of shiny over there, kind of more calm. It kind of extends over to here. So we're kind of drifting into that. I'm not really staying in one spot. I've got the anchor down just to kind of hold me a little bit, but there's not enough current or wind to really kind of keep us still. That's a tiny, my. Got him again. Got him again. This one may be a little bit bigger than that last one. Maybe. Just saw these little schoolie dolphin. There he goes. Good job, dolphin. All right, I threw this chicken rig out, and then I started seeing all those dolphins, so I kind of stopped to do that. I think we're going to do better kind of with this free line and casting this jig out for now, since I'm not really able to get quite on top of the reef. Oh man. Okay, got him. All right. Oh man, what have we got here? This was not much of a strike, but now it's got a nice bite to it. Oh geez. Oh man. Man, I hope there's no sharks at this reef. And I just threw out this free line. What have we got? I'm seeing some colors. Is it a snapper? Yes, it is a snapper. Nice snapper. Man, another nice snapper today. That's so good to see, because like I said, they come in season in a few days, and I've kind of been stumped with them recently and was getting a little fearful that, like happened in the past 2 years, we've been catching them before the season opens, and then the day it opens, we don't catch them for a long time. But hopefully we found them and we can mark this reef. All right, so he's not the biggest one out there. He's about 8 pounds or so. And I forget what we measured that other one. I think it was 26 and a half maybe. This is 24 and a half. So these would be some nice snapper. There you go. Oh man, he got off. Oh, here he is. He came back. I just kind of let it, kind of put some slack back in it just to see if he would grab it again. And he did. Man, let's loosen our drag a little bit. I don't want to tear his mouth. We're not really on top of our reef, so I'm not too concerned about them getting down, but we do have to be careful of sharks. What is this? Another nice snapper? Was this a big triggerfish? Dang, a big triggerfish on the free line. He's a keeper. Check him out, Steven. triggerfish on the free line. All right, now he has to be 15 inches and he's well over that. Well, let's get him off and get a measurement. Now, I wasn't gonna keep fish today, but I can't pass this one up. You know me, I love triggerfish, especially ones this big. You can definitely get 1 meal for me, Steven, and my wife, Ruth. But let's see what he measures out from the mouth to that fork. He's 16, so he's an inch over. I didn't bring a whole lot of ice today. I did bring some to kind of keep my bait cool. I think that's going to be enough though in this little ice chest, so he can be nice and contained in here. Wow. All right. So I think just enough ice to keep that kai cool till we get home. A triggerfish on the free line, that doesn't happen every day. Oh man, dolphin. Look at him jumping. Look at him. Oh man, this is a lively one. All right, look at him. Look at him, man. Just such beautiful fish. Okay, I'm gonna get you off. You just gotta chill out for a second. There we go. We're gonna go ahead and call it a day and head on in. But we had a successful day, not only with that triggerfish that we got for dinner, but also finding some red snapper. My wife Ruth is in Dallas visiting our daughter and son-in-law. So since it's just me and Steven, I wanted to come up with something very simple for dinner, and I didn't want to leave the house, so I rummaged around in our spice cabinet in our pantry and just kind of threw something together. So what we're gonna do is I've got some melted butter right here. I did about 6 tablespoons. And to that, I'm gonna add about a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper and about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And I've got some dried cilantro. Obviously some fresh would be a little bit better, but like I said, I didn't want to go out. So I'm gonna put about a tablespoon of dried cilantro in here. And a tablespoon of lime juice. And kind of how this came about, I was looking through the refrigerator. I wanted some sort of citrus thing. We didn't have any lemon, so we had this lime. So I immediately thought of cilantro. So I'm gonna just mix this together. I've got my oven preheated to 425. So I'm gonna top this butter, lime, cilantro mixture on top of this fish and bake it in the oven. I'm gonna take this beautiful triggerfish, and I've got the serving side up. So we're just gonna go ahead and place this on our full lined sheet tray. Very simple. Just kind of stir this up a bit and just kind of start to spoon this over this fish. There we go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop this in. We're gonna start out with 10 minutes and then pull it out and check it. All right, so it's been 11 minutes. I pulled this out with about 2 minutes to go and spent about 30, 45 seconds sort of basting it. And I checked my temperature at that point and we were about 130. So we're at 160 right there and 145. So we're cooked. I always like to get my fish at about 145. So let's baste it just one more time and then we'll serve it up on these plates here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look good, doesn't it, Steven? And there we go. All right, so let's take this over to the dinner table and Steven and I will give it a try. All right, so we got our dinner prepared. We had some leftover mac and cheese in the refrigerator and we pulled out a can of green beans. So we had a very quick, easy dinner tonight. Well, let's see how this triggerfish tastes. That's very nice. I mean, the balance on that cilantro and the butter and the lime juice, it's very excellent. I mean, it's a different taste for sure, but it goes really well with this nice white fish. This is excellent. For just throwing something together last minute in the oven. We didn't have to dirty up a pan on the stove. All right, Stephen, you ready to try yours?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's not give you such a big bite. There, you got some sauce too.
Oh.
You like it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to enjoy our dinner. I'm going to leave this recipe down in the description so you can make it for yourself. But if you enjoyed this video, give me a what, Stephen? A thumbs up. And hit that subscribe button so you won't miss my future videos. So until next time, hope to see you on another episode of Forgotten Coast Fishing. You want another bite, Stephen?
Bye-bye.